Princess announces a series of changes to its local deployment, the South Pacific begins to open to cruising, and did we just find out when Carnival Luminosa will be arriving in Australia? I'm Adrian, the Cruise and Travel Guy. As always, thanks for subscribing to my channel, and if you haven't done so yet, please hit that subscribe button. Coral Princess completed its first guest sailing from Brisbane just days ago. Princess released this image of the ship's track, a capital P for Princess and a boomerang representing Australia, of course. With around 1,000 guests on board, the ship sailed well under capacity, and according to reports, it was a great success. Onboard capacity limits will increase over the coming months. As reported earlier this year, Genting Hong Kong, which owned luxury cruise line Crystal Cruises, filed for bankruptcy. As a result, Crystal's 2 ocean-going ships were held by authorities over non-payment of outstanding bills. Well, Crystal Serenity and Crystal Symphony will return to service under the same brand name. Abercrombie and Kent Travel Group acquired both the brand name and both the ships and plans to extensively renovate both before returning them to service in 2023. The new owners have ample experience in luxury cruising, having sold Silversea Cruises to Royal Caribbean back in 2020 for over US $1.2 billion. This is a great outcome for both the crew and lovers of fine luxury cruising. The South Pacific is finally beginning to show signs of opening to cruise ships, with Fiji confirming last week that mass market cruise lines are now able to resume service to the islands. Entry requirements for cruise ship passengers will match those for air travel to the country, which means that all passengers over the age of 16 will need to be fully vaccinated. As well, a rapid antigen test is required to be taken 24 hours before arrival into the country. Travel insurance specifically covering COVID is also required. Vanuatu is yet to set a date for the return of cruise ships, although an announcement is expected soon. According to reports, the country has used this downtime to engage with cruise lines to further develop their economic benefit from cruising to the country, trying to drive further engagement with the local culture and businesses. Likewise, New Caledonia is still closed to cruise ship arrivals until further notice. Princess Cruises have announced a series of changes to both its local and international voyages. First up, Coral Princess has had 2 of its longer 12-night cruises broken down into smaller, shorter segments. The 12-night cruise, set to depart on July 10th, has been split into a 5-night cruise to Sydney and Eden and a 7-night Queensland coastal cruise. The next 12-night cruise to the Conflict Islands was set to depart on July 22nd. That has since been split into a 3-night cruise to Eden, a 4-night Moreton Island cruise, and a 5-night cruise to Eden and Newcastle. Guests booked onto the original 12-night cruises will be transferred to the shorter segments, effectively then undertaking 2 or 3 back-to-back cruises. They will also receive a $50 per person onboard credit. Alternatively, guests can of course choose a 100% future cruise credit or a full refund. The new shore cruises will be available to book for the general public from July 1st at 9 a.m. Additionally, new cruises have been announced for Majestic Princess between February and April 2023, including the ever-popular Around Australia voyage and a Trans-Pacific repositioning voyage from Sydney or Brisbane to Los Angeles or Vancouver. There's also going to be a new Northern Explorer cruise available on board the Coral Princess for August 2024, sailing from either Auckland, Sydney or Brisbane to Fremantle. All of those new sailings will go on sale to the general public from July 14th at 9 a.m. Unfortunately, as a result of the new cruises onboard Majestic Princess, her repositioning from Sydney or Brisbane to Hong Kong, set for March 2023, has been cancelled. In checking the Brisbane port schedule, I discovered that Costa Luminosa is set to arrive down under as soon as October 2nd. Assuming this is correct, that means Carnival will likely begin operating its newest ship that same month. Sailings aren't yet available to book, but they should be announced very soon. And finally this week, I spotted an Instagram post from a member of the entertainment team that will soon be joining Pacific Adventure. The post indicated that they would be joining the ship in Australia this September. Pacific Adventure's first scheduled cruise isn't until October 22nd, so it looks like the ship might be arriving down under sooner than expected. Well, that's about it for this week's cruise news update. Wherever you are, I hope you're enjoying cruising. And if you have been on board lately, let me know what it's been like. Tell me in the comments below. And if you are interested in booking a cruise, you can head to my website, thecruiseandtravelguy.com.au. And you can also give me a follow on Facebook and Instagram at The Cruise and Travel Guy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. and their brand name, and plan to refurbish ships extensively. Entry requirements for cruise ship passengers will match those for air travel to the country, which means that all guests